Welcome back to Waterpark Rangers Let's Play Pikmin 2! Last episode, we continued going through the Valley of Repose. We're nearly done with the area, and we also started the first dungeon here. No, we started the second dungeon in the Valley of Repose, which is a frontier cavern, though it's the furthest to get to, and I think in one of my guides it's listed that you should go to it the last in the area. But I think since it's easier than the other one, we're going to do it first. Anyway, we're bringing back the second treasure on the floor. And while we're here, I guess I'm going to take the time to, while they're carrying it back, I do have to mention, I know that I talked about, I think, last episode, or maybe at the end of the episode before, since I'm doing all these back-to-back, something about, how, games these days, I think, have less work put into... That was freaking sweet, that 1 KO right there. I just had to say. I think games these days have less work put into their instruction books. I know this because, Pikmin and Pikmin 2 have such descriptive books, and then I saw the instruction booklet for, Gears of War 3, there is, no detail in it. It just shows you the controls on, a single page. Maybe it was translations for other languages, but that is, inexcusable. I think for every game, just about every game deserves to have work put into their instruction booklets. And I could say, if I was to be a troll, even Gears of War 3, but no. In all honesty, it's a well-made game. And it's one that's probably recommended if you are of the proper age to be able to play it, and you have the console for it, and are interested in shooters. If you fulfill all those requirements, you're probably good for playing Gears of War 3. I think that's a perfectly fair thing to say. And we already have a new Bulbman, but because, as I mentioned in the Submerged Castle episodes, if you have 100 Pikmin with you in your party once you enter the floor, the Bulbman won't have any Bulbman following behind it. Oh my god, Dwarf Bulbear's here too. And this floor also has a lot of elemental traps. There's fire vents, poison, gas vents, electric nodes, all of those crappy things that everyone hates. Of course, Bullmen are still dangerous regardless of whether or not they have small Bullmen following them. So let's just take care of it so that it's not going to bother us. Oh no! I react really crazy to that. There's a spotty Bullbear on this floor. Normally, I would recommend you enter this dungeon with at least one Bitter Spray for the purpose of fighting it. And also because I think the Bitter Sprays are useful against orange Bulborbs. Oh my god. Fortunately, because there are walls, we can I believe we can lure that Bullbear, and, lure it into the wall with one captain. No! You follow me. We'll lure it into the wall with one captain, then get from behind. Oh, no! From behind, it's protected by 3 Dwarf Bullbears and an electric node. Oh, this is evil. Okay, we're gonna have to be really freaking smart if we're gonna defeat it. Ugh. And yes, another buried treasure. Like I was saying, lots of buried treasure in Frontier Cavern, so I guess it was a good idea after all that we brought along all these whites. Okay, now the dilemma is how we defeat... I thought I was so smart getting it from behind. I was like, oh, we were able to lure it into a wall. I'm like, but no, from behind it's protected by a freaking electric node and 3 Dwarf Bullbears. If we approach from this angle, we don't have to worry about the electric node. The thing is, if you get close to it, with the Pikmin, it's going to turn around anyway, so we're going to have to be very careful about its reaction radius. Walk just close enough to draw off the Dwarf Bullbears. Okay, that's working. We'll defeat them with one-hit KOs, so we don't have to worry about them during the fight. Awesome, I feel like such a freaking ninja. And now, we go after the Spotty Bullbear. Red's at the front because they do the most latch-on damage. Oh no! Oh my god, we might actually be able to defeat it without him killing a bit. No! No! You asshole! Oh! You're kidding! I managed to defeat it without losing a Pikmin. It didn't eat a Pikmin, and then it throws them off into the electric field. Oh no! That was awful. No! You're not gonna do that again, electric nodes. This time, you die. Ugh. I can't believe this. That was horrible. Oh my god, okay. Definitely bring along a Bitter Spray for this floor. When you enter this dungeon, bring along a few. Oh my god. I guess now's the time as good as any to say about Bitter Sprays. Okay, wow, I feel horrible just for how that happened. We gotta move on with our lives. Alright, this dungeon is the best place in the game for getting Bitter Sprays. That's right, better than Perplexing Pool's Bitter Spray plant. Because of the first floor. I know you didn't see it because we didn't spend much time there, but there are actually 3 doodle bugs on the first floor. And if you manage to flip over a doodle bug, 3 times, and you can do this easily with purples. It'll be able to give you 2 bitter sprays maximum. Do that for each one, you get 6 bitter sprays just on that floor. So if you ever come in need of bitter sprays, if you're ever in need of bitter sprays, just harvest the doodle bugs that always respawn on the first floor by just leaving the dungeon and coming back in. And then you'll be able to get 6 on each of your runs, giving you a ton of bitter sprays if you really want them. And now let's just leave the cell before that asshole wakes up. There was also a geyser here if you need to escape in case somehow you managed to lose all your Pikmin to the decorated cannon beetles, doodle bugs, and the spotty bullbear. Wow. Okay, I think this makes the spotty bullbear my single least favorite enemy in this game. Really. That was horrible! The one time I managed to defeat a spotty bullbear with the best strategy possible, luring it into the wall, taking out all of its henchmen, and then it kills them all with an electric node. Unforgivable. Unforgivable. This game is evil. Anyway, over here, another candy pop bud. I guess this is, I hear that this dungeon has a lot of candy pop buds. I think it has a good amount just scattered throughout. There's another dungeon which is the best for getting purples and whites, and it's actually the next one we're going to go into. But this one does have a few good candy pop buds scattered throughout it. But the reason that it is kind of a little bit more iffy is that number of candy pop buds seems to change quite a lot, really. I guess depending on the amounts of purples and whites you currently have. And I think because we haven't really used purples that much, we probably have a lot of them. And if you don't have as many, I think you get more candy pop buds here, or something to that extent. I know the shower room is also supposed to be like that. The other dungeons are a little bit more predictable with like how often candy pop buds appear. Another bumbling snitch bug. It was introduced in the shower room, as you saw during the co-commentary episode. Now it appears a lot more frequently. In fact, I think that— whoa! One spawned as a trap! Right, okay. So just like there was a swooping snitch bug trap in the Citadel of Spiders that drops down in the corner, there's a bumbling snitch bug that drops down from a corner trap in here, in this dungeon. So I guess that's pretty horrible too. More electric nodes. Wow, electricity is being a real bitch to us in this dungeon. Electric nodes are like non-stop, and anode beetles here as well. Ugh. Wow, I guess I should have brought along more yellows. Wow, I'm for the first time in this run, really, I'm like, wow, wish I should have brought along more yellows. I mean, they're good for fighting bosses that are, like, high up and stuff, but really, I've been finding more and more that, like, purples and reds are the ones that I like more. And, of course, not being able to use purples makes me feel more that way. And another annoying thing I've noticed about the bumbling snitch bug is that it actually flies higher once it's grabbed to Captain. So if you're throwing Pikmin at it to knock it out of the sky once it's grabbed to Captain, you can really pretty much only hit it with yellows unless you get really lucky. Ugh. And wow, the treasure's kind of just right there. I feel like even for random generation, that's pretty weird and rare. Okay, glad I decided to throw yellows because these anode beetles are being really evil to us. And they should be able to carry it back just fine. Let's take you out, take you out, take you out, take out you. Oh, I can't think of any more. I remember they had like a reference to that song in one of the Family Guy episodes where Chris gets like pulled into like a corner of a grocery store and like falls into some weird dimension of a music video. I don't know, I'm not a fan of Family Guy. The thing is, the thing about Family Guy is it's only good for its spontaneous moments. Like, there's never been a whole time where I'm like, oh, that was a great episode of Family Guy. Like, I could say that for South Park or for The Simpsons, but with Family Guy, it's really just like the individual moments. So there's no talking about whether an episode's hit or miss. It's just, sometimes it's better than others just for, like, those little scenes. So you're better off watching, like, clips of, like, the small funny stuff of it on YouTube than actually watching the show. Sorry, Seth MacFarlane, but that's the truth. And there we got a pretty cool close-up of the swooping snitch bug. You never actually get to appreciate how good the enemies look in this game, unless you, like, go into the Piclopedia and, like, carefully look at each one. I really like that system. And in fact, I think I might eventually get around to doing that one episode. I know we haven't really visited the Piclopedia or treasure hoards, because I've been giving you all the information from the treasure hoards, except for the sales pitch. By the way, once you clear the debt, once you clear the debt, the ship starts giving sales pitches for every item, which is basically it trying to, like, sell each item. But they don't tell you as much about the story, so I don't think they're worth showing, to be perfectly honest. And interestingly enough, if you just clear the debt on one file, then they appear. on all the others, so you can watch them there too. And we'll continue this dungeon next episode.